continuance of the meeting of the City of Laredo Fine Arts and Culture Commission. Today, the 24th of September, convening virtually. And our first order of business is to have the Pledge of Allegiance. There you go. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic
for which it
stands, one nation, undivided,
under God,
and liberty and justice for all. With liberty and justice for all. Okay. Angie, can we have roll call, please?
Yes. Let me call roll call. Yolanda Gutierrez Garcia.
I'm here.
Okay. Armando Lopez.
Present.
Gail H. Rodriguez. Here. Julio Mendez. Absent. Villarreal. Dr. Martha. Is she here? Yes, she's here. Dr. Colin Campbell.
I'm here.
Okay. Hector Chapa, absent. Robert Lopez.
Here.
Okay, here. Angie Moore, absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, if you all will mute yourselves while we go through this agenda, and if you need to speak, I don't have control of over muting anybody. So, okay. The next item is Roman numeral 4, which is citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments that have been where people have signed up to make comments?
No, nothing was submitted.
You all have before you the minutes that were presented to us. I think Angie sent them to us by email. Have you all had an opportunity to review those? And if you can, someone can make, if you have, then someone make a motion to approve the minutes of August 20th, 2020. Do I have a motion to that effect? Please unmute yourself if you're going to make the motion.
So moved.
That was Robert?
Yes.
Okay.
I second. Gail second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, minutes pass unanimously. The next item is Roman numeral 6, communications and announcements.
If we could, Mr. Lopez, if we could bring up item 7A, staff report, and have Ms. Lopez present her, give her presentation, because she has a meeting right after this.
Okay, is there a motion to that effect? Can someone just quickly make a motion to do that?
Aye.
Okay, who's that? Colin?
Yep, that's me.
Second? Is there a second out there?
Second, Robert Lopez.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so we item number 7A, update public parks to the Transport Section Park. I'm going to mute myself. And Ms. Lopez, you have the.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the commission taking the item a little bit earlier than planned. And
Mary, I think somebody muted Blasita.
okay, now you can hear me? Okay, I'll start again. So thank you so much for bringing up the item and taking it earlier. I really appreciate that. I do have an update for the commission on the North Central Park Manadas Creek.
RFP or call for artists that we did back in June. We have selected 3 artists. Our committee that helped us review very quickly from your commission was Gail Akers, Julio Mendez, and then 3 commission members from the Keep Laredo Beautiful Board, Jean Belmares, excuse me, Jackie Sutton, and Masi Mejia. Those were the 5 folks that scored 14. We received 14 proposals in response to that call for artists, which was fabulous. And we had amazing responses, very creative responses. And we ended up selecting the top 3 folks that scored or ranked rather in that selection process. And the budget, the committee asked me to go back and talk to the artists and see if the budget could afford all 3 of them. And so as it turns out, all of our discussions have been very positive, and the $45,000 is going to cover 3 installations. We'll have 1 sculpture and 2 murals, and I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. I had it open on my desktop already, but bear with me just a second there. There we go. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Everything was going so well until I decided to share my screen. All right, let's try this again. Selected artist and concept images. I'm so sorry. It's asking me to verify the file. So let me see if my user. No. Okay. Well, I'll just describe it to you because this is not working with me. I'm so sorry about that. We have a sculpture that's called The Lady of the Water, and it's approximately 15 feet tall. It'll be installed on a concrete pedestal. The image is a female figure, very regal, very royal, has a crown, has these arms that look somewhat like tentacles that have these heart-like images incorporated into the design. And so that's one. That's actually that individual ranked the highest. And that artist's name is Elizabeth Hinojosa, known as Lizzie in the art world out there. And then we have 2 murals. One is a muralist by the name of Victoria Marquez. Her piece is called Waves. And she is out of Austin, but she's a native Laredoan. And that is going to probably be, we went out to do a site visit at the park already. She's got 2 locations in mind, and we haven't decided exactly where it's going to go. And that's the phase that we're in with everybody. We're still narrowing down locations at North Central Park and working on the paperwork. Ricardo is actually the attorney that's also assigned to work with Keep Laredo Beautiful and the Environmental Services Department. So he has been helping me out with that, and we've been collaborating on finalizing all the agreements. And our 3rd artist is Francisco Pancho Farias, and his piece is very nature realistic, and it features a lot of the natural flora and fauna, the deer, the javelina, the creek itself. He's incorporated the creek into his rendering, and I'm so sorry, this is terrible for you not to be able to see it. I thought that my sharing was going to work, and it's really not. So is there any questions from the commission? That's the extent of what I have to report at this time.
I actually have the printed copies of the photos of the proposed artwork if you want me to display it through here.
Oh, okay.
That's possible.
Nice. Way to go, Ricardo. You saved the day. Thank you. That's the Lady of the Water sculpture by Lizzie Hinojosa. very regal looking figure.
Mhm.
And that's the rendering of waves. It's a very modern, very brightly colored theme.
Um,
And that's the one from Mr. Farias. More very, very natural, very much taking from the park itself and the surroundings there at the park. Thank you, Ricardo.
No problem.
Madam Chair or Mr. Chair, I don't know if there are any questions for me. I'll mute for now.
I just want to say thank you, Blasita. This is Gail. The participating in picking the winners for that was really, I loved it. It was really enlightening, and it was exciting to see so many applications that were turned in. I know a few missed the deadline. Those, I understand those probably were just as nice, but it's exciting that we can start getting things going in Laredo and having a lot of interest in art in the form of sculptures and murals. So I know I enjoyed being on the panel, and I know Julio did also, and it was really, really good. And I hope to see more things like this around Laredo happening. So just want to say thank you again, Blasita.
I appreciate that, Gail. And thank you for your time, because you put in a lot of time to review everything. And equally, all the commission members were very responsible. And I commend everyone that helped us out, because everybody was very timely. We logged in weekly with each other to kind of just check in. And so it was smooth all around because it was a group effort. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we hope to come back to you guys with more projects. If another department's willing to give us a budget, we will gladly take on more of these public art endeavors. So thank you again to the commission for your partnership, all in all, with Keep Laredo Beautiful. And we're definitely promoting both the mission of Keep Laredo Beautiful and the Fine Arts Culture Commission when we join forces like this. So I appreciate y'all's efforts entirely and thoroughly. So thank you. And if you don't need me anymore, I'm going to quietly exit. So
Thank you. Thank you,
yes,
Blasita.
thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Gail, I don't see Armando Lopez on anymore.
Okay.
So can you take over? We left off in communications.
See, what was the next item? Sorry, I don't have that up on my screen, and I wasn't able to print.
Communications. I invited Ricardo Benavides. He's
Okay.
an assistant city attorney. Because I knew the commission had questions regarding the ordinance and the role of the commission.
Right.
So
Okay.
he's here to answer any questions. And I know Mr. Lopez is the one that had some very specific questions, but he's not. Oh, he's on already. He's
Okay.
back on.
Yeah, I had a specific agenda item so that we could, I guess communications is okay, but it wasn't reflected on the agenda. Yeah, the ordinance was very specific about all the stuff that we were supposed to do. And it just seems like the council kind of took it upon themselves to ignore the ordinance. And so, I think that's very concerning for me because, what it seemed like they did with their vote was to take the funds from the arts fund and then just divvy them up among themselves. And I don't think that was what the goal of the ordinance was. And I don't see that they've amended the ordinance. And so, again, I'm just being blunt because that's kind of the way it is. It just, it doesn't do any of the things that on the ordinance that they passed.
Right. I think that was our concern when we did read the ordinance. It was very specific. And then agreeing with Armando on this, we were very confused that the city council voted to, except for I think 3 of the members, voted to take that money and distribute it amongst themselves. And then it kind of left us wondering what is our role in this Arts and Culture Commission if that money was allotted to the commission through the bonding projects, and that would help us put out call to artists or make an agenda of what we would like to present to the council in ways to spend that money. And I know it was for brick and mortar improvements and bond issues, but it just seemed like Armando says it completely went against the ordinance. So we're just kind of confused. So I don't know if there's some explanation, or maybe, our concerns could be addressed.
Well, I guess let me ask the questions of Mr. Benavides. Number one, has the city council amended the ordinance?
No, they have not, sir.
Okay. And are they receiving any advice from your office with regards to the letter of the ordinance and then compares to their discussion that they had about divvying up the funds as they did?
So before the meeting, I wasn't approached for any questions. I mean, I can't speak for any of the other attorneys with regards to this ordinance. But I think the underlying, I guess, response to these concerns is that the commission plays a recommendation role. So they make recommendations with the funds, and the council, in their opinion, felt that given the circumstances of COVID and everything, that it would be easier for them just to divvy up the funds amongst themselves. As a council, they do have authority to do so. I realize it is unfortunate that this fiscal year, the money that was allotted got divvied up before you can make recommendations as to what that money can go towards. But I was advised by city management that this next fiscal year, the money would be made available to you.
Okay. I have another question then. So then it's actually up to each council member to decide what to do with that money, in addition to their discretionary funds. And we would not be a part of or even advised of any decisions they would make towards whatever art projects or cultural projects they would be using it for.
So I can't speak to who they would reach out to for recommendations to how to spend that money. I mean, it is a total possibility that one of the council members might ask the commission to make a recommendation on how to use the money. I know that a couple of the council members set aside money to pay for the master plan, the art master plan. They do back the commission, that is for sure. So I'm not going to say that they're not going to reach out to you, or that it couldn't be a possibility that they wouldn't reach out.
Okay, and the arts master plan, they set aside, 3 commission members set aside their monies to go towards that. So then this commission would be working on the master plan?
Yeah, so there was a motion, I think when they split up the money, I think 2 or 3 council members set their money to pay for the master plan. So the commission still needs to put together the master plan, still has a say in the master plan.
We have 5 bids or proposals, and the question was who was going to get to evaluate and score these. And that's an item on our agenda because one member of the Fine Arts and Culture Commission is going to be allowed, because there is precedence for a commission or committee members to score proposals. So that's an item on the agenda today for the commission to select a member to be part of it.
Yes.
I don't have any more questions. What about you, Armando?
I guess, the question I have is just, I think all of us had, just gotten this ordinance, and we were, and I know COVID hit, but I don't think that there was anything in there that we couldn't have done because of that we couldn't have done because COVID hit us. In other words, I mean, the master plan idea, the idea of having a central arts, idea, a plan that we would take to the council that they would approve. That way, there wouldn't have to be all this back and forth. Once we committed to something that we had developed, then it would kind of run smoothly. But here, this is kind of haphazard because to me, it seems like we're back to the tribalism of every council person doing something in their district. And I think we were all very serious about making sure that we did that and include it there as part of the plan. So anyway, I thought the roadmap that the ordinance gave was very specific. There was a big deal made about it, a lot of fanfare, and then boom, it's gone. And just like my agenda item, I mean, I was a board member before. I've never seen my agenda item just kind of like it's not even there. There's no record that my agenda item was put on the agenda. It's kind of crammed into communications and announcements or stuff. And so I guess and that's always the problem with art is that it seems like people want to be able to say that they're doing that they're doing something about the arts, but then when it comes to the specific and the meat and potatoes, and the reason that they have this commission is to be able to set out something that involves not a half an hour of their discussion at a council meeting, but full meetings like the ones we have, so that we can get there. Anyway, I'm just very disappointed with that because it would have been nice for us to have been included in that agenda item also, as to what we thought about that as a commission. So anyway, it's done. I can, and I know they have the authority to pull the money whenever they want, but but if there's an ordinance, I think when other people violate ordinances, they get called out on it, and I think the council needs to be called out on not following their own ordinance. So again, so that's it. I guess you've told us that it's basically within their discretion, and we understand that. But the ordinance was supposed to be something that set up a process so that it doesn't appear as haphazard as it does, and it has been over the last year or two with regards to these things.
Yeah, your concern is fairly took. I know management also understood the way it seemed. It seemed like you're circumventing everything, and I mean they wanted me to pass on to you all that the city does think that you are important. We do value your time with the commission. It was never the intention to diminish your responsibilities. But like you said, council, it was within council's discretion. But the ordinance does place other responsibilities on the commission. And I don't know, Mr. Lopez, if you're familiar with it or if it's in front of you. But the public art plan stated in the ordinance provides for an annual prioritized list of all the capital improvement plans. And so this program would actually allow you all to get with other city departments once the city starts issuing out bonds, to start working with the departments to try to figure out where art pieces would be installed on those capital improvement projects. So at some points in the next fiscal year, once the city starts issuing out bonds, Maria and myself will start scheduling departments to start visiting with the commission, so that you all can start previewing where the project's going to be located and plan whether art's going to be located there or if you all want to reserve those funds to place it elsewhere.
And when you talk about the funds, what are you talking about? The funds that were not divvied up by 3 of the council members?
So these would be new issued bond funds.
In other words, money that was allotted, I guess, this past year, that's gone.
Yes.
And what happened to the funds that the 3 council members didn't want to take?
I think they took it. From my understanding, they took the money and then they're spending it on the master plan.
I see.
And then I'm not too sure how expensive the master plan is going to be. And I think if it's less than what was given, I think there'll need to be a discussion as to what would happen with the residuals.
Yeah. I think the concern that we have is that, all of us also move around in the arts community, and basically we're regarded as not having any kind of input or anything into the city's art plan. And people say, well, what purpose does the commission serve? And Gail's been talking about that since day one when I got on the commission. What's our role? Because we go back to the artists and to the art community, and they all want to know the same thing. And so what we were telling them was, hey, well, we've got this thing going. There's going to be an ordinance. The ordinance passed. We're waiting to start working on this stuff. And then boom, it was taken from under our feet. And Gail and I were present when we had meeting with staff. And this was before you came along, Mr. Benavides. And there was a little bit of aggression towards the ordinance because of the fact that it took money out, and there was, city management was, I think was a little bothered by the fact that the money was going to be out of their control to some extent. And we all remember that feeling because it was supposed to be we thought it would be a pleasant meeting, and it was one where we were just like called out for, pushing this, but it was the only way to get specific funding for the arts that would be predictable. And so that's the frustration you're hearing. It has nothing to do with you, but it is the fact that this was what was, what was the goal of this, was to have some predictability so that so that the commission can have some credibility with the arts community. And, at this point we don't, because the ordinance is kind of gone by the wayside. So again, that's more venting. We can move on. I'm sure you all have important things to do. I'm satisfied with the explanation. I guess, Gail, are you still chairing the meeting? Because I got.
Go ahead, Armando.
Okay, so Maria, have we already done the update on the Laredo Poet Laureate program?
No, it's basically, I did send you the new information with updated dates. The commission had voted to have the new deadline be October. So we're going to start promoting it October 1st and give people a month to submit. And we'll have it back to you by November in case we get more applications for the commission to vote.
Okay, so there's no action necessary by us?
No, it's just an update on that.
All right. We're going to move to Roman numeral 8, which is items for discussion and possible action. Selection of one of the commission members to assist in the evaluation of the public parks master plan proposals.
And we've had 5 proposals, and one of the people, you're going to be part of the selection, but only one member can be. So I need the commission to vote on a member to be part of the selection committee.
I don't know. I would like to ask Armando to be representative.
I actually am too legal to be on these things, so I would prefer you, Gail, because you've been the one pushing for this for a long time, and so I think that this is I guess you know our vision, and I think that it would be good for you to be part of the evaluation of the master plan proposal area.
So, are you making a motion?
I'm the chair, and so I don't think I can make a motion.
Okay.
So someone will make a motion to that effect. The other thing is that, just out of practicality, the committee, I don't remember the legality now, but if the council member that appointed me is no longer on council, the new one gets to appoint, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my council, my council member is up for election in November, so there will be a
Oh, it's
possibility.
mine.
Yeah,
So it's mine. Well, he's actually not running again. Mine.
okay.
So the next council member that takes your place, if they do, has the option of keeping you on. So,
Okay. Well, I just feel uncomfortable with that because I don't know, what's going to happen. And so it would be a shame that again, somebody from the commission wouldn't be able to participate if a new person came in and didn't appoint them. So maybe we can nominate somebody who will be here or will run next year, I guess, or in 2 years. So
we are going to evaluate probably all next week. So, I mean, the selection can be made before the council member's term is up, but that's.
all right. Then I nominate Gail, the person on that commission. Is there a second? If you can unmute yourself.
She's waving.
Okay. All right. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? I can't see everybody, so let's see. Maria, did it pass?
If you could unmute yourself and just say yay or nay.
Am I supposed to vote?
I'm noticing there's only 4 of us here.
No, Mr. Collin is on the phone.
Oh, okay. So yes.
Armando Lopez, yes.
Martha said yes. Saw her waving.
Colin Campbell just texted yes.
Okay. Me, I guess, yes. Okay.
And I think Robert said yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have
We have our board member. All right.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is scheduling of the next meeting.
and the scheduled date is October 15th at 5:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need action for that, or is that the?
No, unless you want to change, but it's just announced.
Okay, that's fine.
Sounds good.
All right.
And Gail, you'll be getting an email with a link to all the submissions for the master plan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
There a second?
Second.
Robert Lopez seconds. Okay. All those in favor? Okay. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you.